Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly VOC news, where we bring you the latest and the most significant news around Chinland this past week. My name is Elvin, and here are tonight's news headlines. At least 5 junta soldiers, including a captain-ranked officer, were killed after Qin-resistant forces attacked a military convoy traveling from Glay Township in Sagaing Region toward Phalam Township in Chinland. Heavy fighting broke out between junta troops advancing from Phalam toward Hakka and Qin revolutionary forces, leaving around 15 junta soldiers dead. The Qin Human Rights Organization, CHRO, has officially submitted a criminal complaint against junta leader Min Aung Hlaing to the Court of First Instance in Timor-Leste, accusing him of war crimes and crimes against humanity. We'll also bring you other significant developments from across Chinland this week. At least 5 junta soldiers, including a captain-ranked officer, were killed after Qin-resistant forces attacked a military convoy traveling from Clay Township in the Sagaing region toward Phalam Township in Chinland, according to the CDF-CDM-CN. The attack took place on May 6th, when the military was transporting non-CDM staff members from Clay to Phalam in an attempt to restart its administrative operations in the town. The convoy was ambushed by the CDF-CDM-CN near a coffee plantation band along the Galay-Danyan route. A CDF-CDM-CN official said the resistant forces recovered the bodies of a captain from Division 77, another officer, and 3 soldiers. They also seized 4 weapons and 1 military vehicle during the operation. The group also claimed that pro-military lobbyist Zhou Suwu was traveling with the convoy. Although resistant forces fired at the vehicle carrying him, he reportedly escaped unarmed. Phalam Township was captured by Qin revolutionary forces in April 2024. However, the junta launched a counter-offensive in late October 2025 and managed to retake the town on April 25th after nearly 7 months of fighting. Following the recapture of Phalam, the military reportedly sent more than 100 non-CDM government employees from Galay to the town in an effort to restore its administrative system. The junta is currently conducting military operations toward Didim Township while also advancing along the Phalam-Hakka road. 10 people, including 7 members of the PDF Zolan force and 3 civilians, were killed after the junta carried out a drone bombing attack in Punom village, Didim Township, Chinland, according to local sources. The attack reportedly took place on the evening of May 6th, when junta forces dropped bombs twice on the AG church inside the village and on an area where resistant fighters were preparing dinner. Military sources said the victims include 5 female resistant fighters, 2 male resistant fighters from the PDF Zolan force, and 3 villagers who were helping cook meals for the troops. The bombing also caused the AG church to catch fire and burn down. The targeted village is located near the base of Kennedy Peak in Didim Township, more than 20 miles from Didim Town. The junta reportedly recaptured the strategically important Kennedy Peak on May 5th and is now attempting to gain control of the Didim-Danyan highway. Heavy fighting broke out between junta troops advancing from Phalam toward Hakka and Qin revolutionary forces, leaving around 15 junta soldiers dead, according to local sources. The clashes took place on May 7 near the Laiva Dam above Tangzar village after junta forces began advancing along the Phalam-Hakka highway following their recapture of Phalam on April 25th. Qin National Front CNF spokesperson Sly Tetney said around 15 junta soldiers were killed in the battle, while Qin revolutionary forces suffered no casualties. The junta column, consisting of around 300 troops, has been advancing from Phalam along the Hakka highway since April 26. Qin Land Council joint forces led by the Qin National Army CNA have been resisting the offensive for more than 10 days. Military sources said junta troops are currently stationed near Laiva Dam, located more than 20 miles from Hakka, and may continue advancing toward Tantang Township. The Qin Human Rights Organization, CHRO, announced on May 4th that it has officially submitted a criminal complaint against junta leader Min Aung Hlaing to the court of first instance in Timor-Leste over allegations of war crimes and crimes against humanity committed in Chinland. CHRO initially filed the case on January 12 this year in Timor-Leste, seeking legal action against Min Aung Hlaing and 14 other junta officials for atrocities allegedly committed in Chinland. After Timor-Leste accepted the complaint on February 2nd, the case has now been formally submitted to the Court of First Instance in the capital city of Dale for judicial review. CHRO Director Saliza Ukling urged Timonese authorities to begin investigations into Min Aung Hlaing, who is also facing scrutiny at the International Criminal Court in The Hague. The complaint filed by CHRO includes allegations involving the gang rape of a pregnant woman in Chinland, the massacre of 10 civilians, including a journalist and 13-year-old child, the deliberate killing of one Christian bishop and 3 pastors, and indiscriminate airstrikes targeting civilian hospitals and churches through the excessive use of military force. This marks the first time that one member state within the Southeast Asian regional bloc, ASEAN, has formally accepted a legal case concerning another member state. The move reportedly angered the Myanmar military junta, which later expelled Timor-Leste's Shah d'Affaires from Myanmar. CHRO said it chose to file the case in Timor-Leste because the country recognizes and practices the principle of universal jurisdiction. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, a Rohingya survivor and 10 prominent Indonesian figures are also reportedly working to file genocide-related charges against Min Aung Hlaing. The Zoe Reunification Organization, Zoro, based in Mizoram, said it strongly condemns the junta's airstrike on Kopwichip village in the Hualgoram area of Phalam Township, Chinland, which killed 7 civilians, including 6 children, and plans to report the incident to the United Nations. In a statement released on May 4th, Zoro said, the Myanmar military junta's claim of establishing a democratic government chosen by the people are merely symbolic as the country continues to remain under military rule and civilians are still being killed through various forms of violence. The group said the Kopwichip airstrike is clear evidence of the reality. Zoro also stated that the Chin people are recognized by the United Nations as an indigenous people and are protected under the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, the UNDRIP, adopted in 2007. According to Article 7 of the UNDRIP Declaration, indigenous peoples have the right to life, physical and mental integrity, liberty, peace, and security, and must not be subjected to genocide or any form of violence. Zoro said the May 1st airstrike on Kopwichip village was a blatant violation of the UN Declaration, and the organization will submit the case to relevant United Nations bodies. The junta carried out 2 airstrikes on Kopwichip village at around 3 p.m. on May 1st, killing 7 civilians, including 6 children as young as 5 months old. More than 170 women have been killed this year due to violence carried out by the military junta, according to the Assistance Association for Political Prisoners, AAPP. AAPP said it was able to verify by the name that 174 women were killed nationwide between January 1st and May 5th as a result of attacks by the junta. Among the victims were 36 girls under the age of 18. Sagaing region recorded the highest number of female deaths with 42 victims, while Bago region had the second highest with 40 deaths. According to AAPP, 122 of the 174 women were killed in junta airstrikes. That concludes our news for this week. Thank you for listening to VOC and have a great week. Goodbye.